Don't you hate it when this happens? Suddenly, your little darling turns into a little monster. What can you do about this kind of behavior? Pediatricians say it's best to tell your children how you expect them to behave before you go out, and then reward them for following those preset rules.
You like that? Oh, that's the end of it.
Make the consequences for misbehavior clear, too.
Are we allowed to throw things in the pool?
Maybe 1 minute timeout for each year of the child's age.
Although corporal punishment or nagging, scolding, and yelling might have some short-term effects, we really don't recommend it because usually it'll result in the kid being more stubborn or disobedient and disrespectful or aggressive in the future.
So how was your day today?
Eileen and her husband Mark are raising 2 kids, 6-year-old Rebecca and 7-week-old Sarah. To Eileen's dismay, Rebecca has developed a rebellious streak.
She doesn't throw temper tantrums, but she does blatantly disobey me.
As Eileen explains to pediatrician Jennifer Shue, when her daughter disobeys, she sometimes ends up yelling at her. Dr. Shue recommends compromise, and maybe mom needs to back off just a bit.
I notice if I just let up a little bit, then we tend to get along better.
Eileen is the one who sets limits for Rebecca, a job she says that can sometimes be very challenging, especially when Mark allows their daughter to ignore him.
Let's say I want her to pick up something and she's engrossed in something else, and I've asked her a couple times and she doesn't do it. If it's not a big deal, I'll just pick it up myself and that'll be the end of it, you know.
When her husband does this, Eileen says it puts her in a bad position because now she has to be the bad guy.
I always lay down the limits and he's more lenient, and it's not fair because then I'm perceived as the mean one in her eyes and the mean mommy. I mean, that's her favorite expression, I'm the mean mommy.
Pediatricians say this can be very confusing for the child.
In general, the parents need to talk to each other first and decide how they would like to approach the child's behavior. And there really needs to be a partnership between the parents in raising the child.
You're outside.
What's behind a child's misbehavior?
You're in my way, and I spit it.
Usually a number of things, including the fact they're simply growing older with a greater need for independence.
What?
After talking with Dr. Shue, Eileen sees that need for independence may be the source of her problems with Rebecca. Pediatricians say asserting independence is good for a child as long as you can keep a careful eye on her and are prepared to set limits.
So things that might be harmful to the child or harmful to others or destructive of property would not be appropriate behavior at any given time.
What if a child starts going beyond mild disobedience to more antisocial behavior?
Most of the time, the child is trying to test the parents' rules and limits. They're not necessarily showing signs of severe behavioral problems at this time. So if it's an isolated incident or it's the first time of any type of behavior such as lying, cheating, or stealing, it's important for the parent to address it immediately and in the hope that this will prevent future behavior such as that.
Dr. Shue stresses, if you feel you can't handle your child's behavior problems by yourself, get help from a professional. Of course, raising a child is a challenge, but it should be a pleasurable, satisfying experience. So don't be too hard on yourself or your child.